Hello, welcome to another episode of Unhindered Faith. Today I want to talk to you about the dangers of drifting. You know, nobody plans to drift, and nobody wakes up and says, you know what, today I want to lose passion, or today I want to lose focus. Or if we don't wake up and say, I want to slowly move away from who God has called me to be. And yet, it happens all the time. Not suddenly, but slowly. You know, drifting is dangerous because it is subtle. You don't notice it at first. You know, one compromise, one distraction, one missed habit. And over time, small shifts create major distance. And that's true spiritually. And that's true in leadership. And that's just true in life. You know, Hebrews 2:1 says we must pay the most careful attention, therefore, to what we have heard, so that we do not drift away. Notice that? Drifting is something you have to guard against because drift happens naturally. You know, drift happens in small decisions. Most people think failure happens in one big moment. Usually it starts in small moments, you know, neglecting prayer, losing discipline, compromising slowly, getting comfortable. I want you to hear this. The small things you ignore today become the big things you fight tomorrow. Let me say that again. The small things you ignore today become the big things you fight tomorrow. And the hardest part about drifting is this: drift feels normal while it's happening. That's what makes it dangerous. Drift doesn't feel dramatic. It feels gradual. That's why people wake up one day and think, how in the world did I get here? Not realizing that they've been drifting for months, maybe even years. So how do you stop drifting? You need an anchor. Anchors keep shifts from drifting. Right? And spiritually, you need anchors as well. You need that time with God. You need a community of people around you. You need accountability that's going to keep you on that straight path. You need consistency in your life, and you need absolute truth. You see, what anchors you directs you. Without anchors, drift is inevitable. There have been seasons where life got busy for me. Ministry got busy, responsibilities had increased, and schedules filled up. And I noticed something in those seasons in life that it wasn't that I intentionally walked away from healthy habits. I just slowly stopped prioritizing them. And over time, I could feel the drift. Less focus, less peace, less connection. And it reminded me, nobody drifts forward on accident. You have to intentionally stay grounded. And this next part is important for us to understand, that course correction matters. The good news is this: drift doesn't have to define you. Small corrections change directions. One prayer, one honest moment, one disciplined decision. That's how you get back on course. You see, an airplane can be 1 degree off and end up hundreds of miles from its destination. That's the power of drift. But it's also the power of correction. So let me ask you, where have you been drifting lately? Maybe spiritually, mentally, emotionally, maybe relationally. And what's one adjustment you need to make this week to get back on course? You see, drift happens naturally. Growth happens intentionally. You don't accidentally become who God called you to be. You become it through daily direction. Now, if this has encouraged you, I would love for you to share it with someone who needs it. And I love to hear from you. What's one anchor that keeps you grounded? Why don't you drop it in the comments below and let's start a conversation together. And I just want to say thank you so much for joining me on this journey of living life with unhindered faith, because we truly do serve a God who's not hindered by the situations that we face. I love you, praying for you, and I'll see you next week.